What is up, guys? And I'm gonna teach you guys how to get better at Football Fusion covering somebody one on one, whatever be zone coverage and what not so ever, whatever you want to get better at. But let's start with the basic stuff on what to know when you're playing cornerback. What you need to know is you do not play this close to the line of scrimmage, especially if your wide receiver is playing that close as well. Because if that quarterback calls hike one time and a man starts running already like this, let me get him in front of me. Now look, I'm gonna tell you right now. This on a wide receiver, you might be directly behind him on your screen, but it's technically you see how I'm right here, like I'm right on top of him. This is how much of a burn you're giving them when you're on top of somebody like this on your screen. You might be on top of them like this on your screen, but in reality, on their screen, this is what they're seeing. This is what they are seeing on the field when you are playing on top of them. This is why when it says hike, you want to play right here. And let me go back to the line of scrimmage so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. What I mean by don't play so close to the line of scrimmage. All right, line up. Wait, my alt needs to line up for me. Now look, when you're at the line of scrimmage, you do not press. That is the stupidest thing you can do in this game. It's so easy for you to get toasted, it's not funny. So, I have my alt right here. And if between the quarterback calls like hike, we run. Now, when you run, you want to stay neck and neck, but be in front of your wide receiver at least by 3 yards. When you're in front of your wide receiver by 3 yards like this on your screen, you're neck and neck with them. That's how it works. 3-yard burn for you. 3-yard coverage for you is a burn. Is a neck to neck coverage. If it's a 2-yard burn, you're probably slightly behind your wide receiver. It's okay. That's fine. 1-yard burn, maybe a little bit more behind them. But when you're running neck and neck, it's a burn. It's probably this much of a burn right here. But and if you're not even if you're not even cutting him off on your screen, like if he's like already past you on your screen, you're giving up a gigantic burn. Like it's not even funny. You have to be behind the wide receiver at all times. That's just how Football Fusion physics work. It's not hard. I'm doing that. That's the basic rule 1. Rule 2 is when you play coverage, you have to know how your wide receiver plays. Is he good? Is he trash? Is he a slanter? Does he just go straight? You have to know those simple things. If you don't know those simple things, how are you going to play corner? How are you going to cover him? And I don't even have to move my alt for that part because you have to know how your wide receiver plays. That's just something you have to see. Every person you play in each different server does not play the same. I'm going to tell you that right now. There can be someone that can really route. There can be someone that goes straight downfield, which is terrible. You don't want it to always just go straight. People can they can be a big slanter, and they can just do comeback routes. So you got to know who you're up against. And then there might be a wide receiver with all those abilities. So you got to be aware of that as a corner. If you know your wide receiver is really good, you have to be on the lookout for all of that. While having a 3-yard gap in front of you. Remember that. And I'm going to tell you this right now, guys. If your wide receiver does a comeback route, let him do the comeback route. Give them the short yardage. Don't give them a burn. Especially if the quarterback on the other team is good. Don't give the quarterback a burn. You want to have this much space between you and your wide receiver. You cannot have your wide receiver neck on neck with you on your screen. It's not good. It's a burn if it is. You got to have this much space in between you both. So your wide receiver won't burn you so badly. So you gotta be aware of that when you're playing corner. Now, what if your wide receiver just goes straight? This is easy. If your wide receiver just goes straight down the field, let me go back up there and play to the line of scrimmage. Let me go play my own alt. All right. Down said, hey, what if he just goes straight? Just stay behind him straight. And your goal is just to stay behind him straight at all costs. Now, pause. What if he keeps going straight? Let him keep going straight. About at the 15-yard line is when you need to stop. Why? Because if you're already playing the correct way, he won't be burning you. So the quarterback most likely will not throw it unless the quarterback is tossing him. But other than that, the quarterback will most likely not throw it. But you would want to stop here just in case he does a comeback. You have to watch for comebacks. It's so easy for people to for corners to just keep going when you have a good lockdown, and then when you at least expect it, you're getting beat like this. You can't do that. You have to know. You got to have good awareness when you're on the field. If you have no awareness on the field, how are you gonna play corner? If you're almost at the end zone, you should not keep running straight. Stop at about the 15 or 10 yard line. I'll give you the 10. You can stop at the 10 yard line when you're on the other side of the field. Stop at the 10 yard line. Don't keep going deep as a corner. Play better defense. Know what's going to happen. The wide receiver, no, not the wide receiver. The quarterback is not going to just throw the ball down the field like that. If you're playing good coverage down the field, so you need to know to stop at the 15 yard line, so you can or 10 yard line. I'll give you 10. We'll stop at the 10 yard line on comeback routes, because the wide receiver might come back and you might be able to and you might need to be in front of him. And remember, guys, it's the same thing coming back. You have to be at least 3 yards in front of him. See how I was not 3 yards in front of him? He's beating me on the comeback then. He's on his screen. He is beating me to the comeback because I am not 3 yards in front of him. You have to be 3 yards in front of him. If you're not 3 yards in front of him, you're not beating him on the comeback. That's what's so important about FF physics. Be in front of your player on his direction at least by 3 yards. And that works. I don't know if that works side to side. I think it does. I'm not sure. I'm gonna try running side to side with my alt right quick. I'm not sure if it's the same way. It should be the same way. Even with shift lock on, it should still be the same way. It's not exactly 3 yards though. It's hard to run side to side on a PC, but I'm gonna just run like this and do it on my alt. My alt run like this. Okay, let's go. Oopsie. So if my alt's running side to side, it is the same way actually, but you don't need to be 3 yards in front of him. You need to be at least a yard and a half in front of him, because on the sides, it's not really like lengthy as a straight field. It's like something. It's like the difference between horizontal and vertical. So, and this field can be horizontal or vertical ran on you if you can't play good coverage on your wide receiver. We'll play it again. If your wide receiver decides to slant, you need to be in front. You need to know where he's going to slant. Now, and I'm just going to tell you right now, it's impossible to guard a one-on-one slant forever. So don't be disappointed in yourself if you give it up. It's impossible to guard it, especially when you have a quarterback that can actually hit it when you're actually playing really good coverage. So do not be disappointed in yourself if you give up a slant. But if you do give up a burn, then that's something different. And I told you. And what if the wide receiver changes directions? Like this. Or maybe like this. Like that. And the reason, remember guys, I'm toasting myself because I'm playing on two things at once. But if the wide receiver changes like that, you have to expect it. And if you do get beat so badly, go over there and make the tackle. That's what is so important about playing corner. If you might not always lock the wide receiver up, but your goal is to make the stop, right? Whether it be intercepting it or making the tackle, whatever. Get the tackle if you can't cover properly. That is so important. And don't just dive. Try to touch him at first. Your dive is only when he's too far away. If he's too far away, don't try to make the attempt to not use your dive. But if he's close, don't use dive. It's an easy way to get your ankles broke. Unless you know where he's going to go, that while you're that close to that person, that's when you click E. But if you really don't know how this person is going to go, you should not just click E. You should just try to touch the person at most when you're playing defense. And tackles are important because not getting a tackle can actually sell you the game. So that's really all you have to do when you're playing CB. Know how your wide receiver works, know if he's good or not, know how he routes. And when he might get you the first few times because you've never seen him play before. But when he gets you that first one or two times, you will get used to how he routes eventually, and then you'll lock him up. Like my friends, I always lock my friends up because I've been playing with them so long that I know how they route, I know how they play, I know how they think. You have to know everything to be a good corner. It's so easy playing wide receiver on this game. It's not easy playing corner though. I don't care if you can be a good monster or not. If you get out routed, it doesn't matter. So it's always important to know where your wide receiver is going to go. And another thing about playing corner is that you have to be able to read your quarterback. I did not mention this yet, but you have to be able to read your quarterback as well. If you're not able to read your quarterback, you cannot play cornerback. That's as simple as that. The quarterback on it's important to read because usually when you read the quarterback, you can read yourself into an interception. It's easy. It's not always easy to read a quarterback. You can't just base it off the way they look. You have to base it off the way you cover. So that's how you play basic cornerback on this game. Know the 3 yard rule. 5 yard rule technically. 5 yard rule always in front of your wide receiver by 5 yards. Always in front of him. Stay in front of him. Run, keep stride for stride. Remember, like this, you are technically tied with them. When you're running like this, you are technically next to them on your screen. Remember, if you're this close to your wide receiver, you're getting toasted, bro. You cannot be 1 yard playing behind your wide receiver. You cannot be playing like this. Let's give an example. You cannot be playing like this down the field. You're getting toasted. You might think you're covering them well, but you're not. On their screen, they're toasting you. So just know that when you play basic cornerback on Football Fusion, have a 5 yard distance between yourself and the wide receiver. That's how it works. So, and that's all I gotta say for this video, and that's gonna be it. If that didn't help you, then you just need to play the game more, and then use my tactic, and then you'll be better off. The next part of the cornerback lesson, I'm probably gonna teach you how to bait a quarterback properly, because it's so easy to get your behind drilled by a quarterback. I am a quarterback. I know exactly when to throw the bait passes. So I'll teach you that next time. Peace.